Welcome to UPSC IMP. Today we study the current affair related static topic most important. UPSC IMP. Constitution first topic. The constitution can be broadly defined as the basic principle and laws of the nation, state, or social group that determine the powers and duties of the government and guarantee the certain rights to the people in it. Basic function of the constitution. Any group will need some basic rules that are publicly promulgated and known to all members of that group to achieve a minimal degree of the coordination. But these rules must not only be known, they must also be enforceable. If citizens have no assurance that other will follow this rule, they will themselves have no reason to follow this rule. Thus, it provides a set of basic rules that allows for minimal coordination among the members of the society. The Constitution specifies who has the power to make a decision in society. It decides how the government will constitute. The Constitution also set some limits on what government can impose on its citizens. These limits are fundamental in the sense that government may never trespass them. Constitution also enables the government to fulfill the aspiration of the society and create a condition for just society. Next topic, directive outside the part 4. Directives outside the part 4. Apart from the directives included in part 4, there are some other directives contained in other parts of the constitution. They are claims of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes to service. The claims of the member of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes shall be taken into consideration consistent with the maintenance of efficiency of the administration in the making of the appointment to the service and post in the connection with the affairs of the union or the state. Article 335 in part 16. Article 335 in part 16. Instruction to the mother tongue. It shall be the endeavor of every state. Instruction in mother tongue. It shall be the endeavor of every state and every local authority within the state to provide adequate facilities for instruction in mother tongue at the primary stage of education to the children belonging to linguistic minority group. Article 350A in part 17. Article 350A in part 17. Instruction in mother tongue. Development of the Hindi language. It shall be the duty of the union to promote the spread of the Hindi language and to develop it so that it may serve as a medium of expression for all the elements of the composite culture of India. Article 351 in part 17. Development of the Hindi language. Article 351 in part 17. Above directives are also non-justiciable in nature. However, they are also given equal importance and attention by the judiciary on the grounds that all the parts of the constitution must be read together. The fundamental rights guaranteed by the constitution are characterized by the following. Some of them are available only to citizens, while others are available to all the person, whether citizen, foreigner, legal person like corporations or companies. They are not absolute but qualified. The state can impose a reasonable restriction on them. However, whether a restriction are reasonable or not is to be decided by the courts. Thus, they strike a balance between the rights of the individual and those of the society as a whole, between the individual liberty and social control. All of them are available against the arbitrary action of the state. However, some of them are also available against the action of the private individual. Some of them are negative in character, that is, place limitation on the authority of the state, while other are positive in nature, conferring a certain privilege on the person. They are justiciable, allowing a person to move the courts for their enforcement if and when they are violated. They are defended and guaranteed by the Supreme Court. Hence, the aggrieved person can directly go to the Supreme Court, not necessarily by the way of appeal against the judgment of the High Court. They are not scarcient or permanent. The Parliament can curtail or repeal them, but only by the Constitutional Amendment Act and not by an ordinary act. Moreover, this can be done without affecting the basic structure of the Constitution. They can be suspended during the operation of the national emergency, except for the right guaranteed by the Article 20 and 21. Further, six rights guaranteed by Article 19 can be suspended only when emergency is declared on the grounds of war or external aggression. That is external emergency, not on the ground of the armed rebellion. That is internal emergency. The scope of the operation is limited by the Article 31A, saving of the laws providing for acquisition of the estate, etc. Article 31B, validation of certain acts and regulation included in the 9th schedule. Article 31C, saving the laws giving the effect to certain directive principles. Their application to be a member of the armed forces, paramilitary forces, police forces, intelligence agency, and analogous service can be restricted and abrogated by the Parliament. Article 33. Their application of the to the members of the armed forces, paramilitary forces, police forces, intelligence agencies, and analogous service can be restricted or abrogated by the Parliament. Article 33. Their application can be restricted while martial law is in force in any area. Martial law means military rule imposed under the abnormal circumstances to restore order. Article 34. It is different from the imposition of national emergency. Most of them are directly enforceable, self-executory, while a few of them can be enforced on the basis of the law made for giving the effect to them. Such a law can be made only by the Parliament, not by the state legislature, so that uniformity throughout the country is maintained. Article 35. Next new topic. With an objective shift to focus on measuring performance of the hospital from the volume of the service provided to the value of the healthcare service, National Health Authority is introducing a new system to measure and grade hospital performance under the flagship schemes Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, ABPMJAY. The new initiative will be introduce the concept of the value-based care, where the payment will be outcome-based and providers will be rewarded according to the quality of treatment delivered. Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana is centrally sponsored health insurance schemes. It provides a cover up to 5 lakhs per family per year for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization. This is the world's largest government-funded healthcare program, targeting more than 15 crore beneficiaries. It provides the cashless and paperless access to the service for beneficiary at point of the service. Beneficiary families have been identified for socio-economic caste census 2011. National Health Authority. National Health Authority is the apex body responsible for implementing India's flagship public health insurance or insurance scheme called Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, and has been entrusted with the role of designing strategy, building technology infrastructure, and implementing of the National Digital Health Mission to create a national digital health ecosystem. National Health Authority is the successor of the National Health Agency, which was functioning as a registered society under Society Registration Act 1866, 23 May 2018. Pursuant to Cabinet decision for full function autonomy, National Health Agency was reconstituted as a National Health Authority. Next new topic, Global Economic Prospect. A flagship report issued twice a year was recently released by the World Bank. Global Economic Prospect Report released by World Bank. Global Economic Prospect Report released by World Bank. It examined the global economic development and prospect with special focus on emerging market and developing economy. Key projection. Global GDP growth 1.7% in 2023, third weakest pace since 1993, overshadowed only by 2009 and 2020 global recession. India is expected to grow at 6.6% in 2023. Reason for the slowdown: elevated inflation, higher interest rates, reduced investment, and disruption caused by the Russia-Ukraine war. Any additional adverse shock could push the global economy into recession. Recession is significant, pervasive, and persistent decline in the economic activity, at least for two consecutive quarters of the negative GDP for most analysis. Next topic. Next new topic. Schedule 4 deals with the allocation of the seats in the Rajya Sabha to the state and union territories. It is covered Article 4 and Article 18. Schedule 5 deals with the provision related to administration and control of the scheduled area and scheduled tribes. Schedule 6 deals with the provision related to administration on tribal areas in the state of the Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. 10th schedule deals with the provision related to disqualification of the member of the parliament and state legislature on the grounds of defection. This schedule was added by the 50th Amendment Act of 1985, also known as Anti-Defection Law. Next new topic. Recently, report titled Scientific Assessment of Ozone Depletion 2022 was prepared in coordination with World Meteorological Organization, United Nations Environment Programme, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NASA, European Commission. Key observation of the report: action taken under the Montreal Protocol contribute to ozone recovery in the upper stratospheric layer. If current policy remain in place, the ozone layer is expected to recover to 1980 values by around 2066 over the Antarctic, by 2045 over the Arctic, and by 2014 for the rest of the world. Ozone depleting substances are man-made gases that destroy the ozone once they reach the ozone layer. The ozone layer sits in the upper atmosphere and reduces the amounts of the harmful ultraviolet radiation that reaches the earth from the sun. Ultraviolet radiation can have a detrimental effect on both humans and environment. For this instance, inducing skin cancer, cataract, distort plant growth, and damage the marine environment. Ozone depleting substances include chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, hydrobromofluorocarbons, halogens, methyl bromide, carbon tetrachloride, methyl chloroform. They have been used as refrigerants in commercial, home and vehicle air conditioner and refrigerators. Foam blowing agents, components in electrical equipment, industrial solvents for cleaning including dry cleaning, aerosol spray propellants, fumigants. Next new topic. Swaran Singh Committee was set up in 1976 by the Congress government to provide a suggestion on inclusion of the fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution. The Congress government at the center accepted this recommendation and enacted 42 Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976. This amendment added new parts, namely Part 4A to the Constitution. This new part consists of only one article, that is Article 51A. Though the Swaran Singh Committee suggests the incorporation of the 8 fundamental duties in the Constitution. The 42 Constitutional Amendment 1970 included 10 fundamental duties. Interestingly, certain recommendations of the committee were not accepted by the Congress party, hence not incorporated in the Constitution. Certain recommendations of the Swaran Singh Committee were not accepted and hence not incorporated in the Constitution. This includes: Parliament may provide for the imposition of such a penalty or punishment as may be considered appropriate for any non-compliance with or refusal to observe any of the duties. No law imposing such a penalty or punishment shall be called a question in any court on the grounds of infringement of any fundamental rights or on the ground of repugnancy to any other provision of the Constitution. Duty to pay taxes should be also be the fundamental duty of the citizen. Duty to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so is the part of fundamental duties under Article 51A(d) of the Constitution. Next new topics. Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) was set up in 1963 by resolution of the Minister of the Home Affairs. Later, it was transferred to the Minister of Personnel, and now it enjoys status of attested office. The Special Police Establishment, which look into vigilance cases, set up in 1941, was also merged with the CBI. The establishment of the CBI was recommended by the Santhanam Committee on Prevention of the Corruption 1962 to 1964. The CBI is not a statutory body. It derives the power from Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946. The function of the CBI are investigating cases of the corruption, bribery, and misconduct of the central government employees. Investigating cases related to infringement of the physical and economic laws, that is, breach of the laws concerning export and import control, custom and central excise, income tax, foreign exchange regulation, and so on. However, such cases are taken up either in consultation with or at the request of the department concerned. Investigating serious crimes having a national and international ramification committed by the organized gangs of the professional criminals. Coordinating the activities of the anti-corruption agency and the various state police forces. Taking up on the request of the state government any cases of the public importance for investigation. Maintaining the crime statistics and disseminating the criminal information. Probing a terror attack including bomb blast, hijacking of aircraft, ship attacks on nuclear installation, and use of the weapons of mass destruction is the function of the National Investigation Agency. Next new topic. The Bureau of Indian Standard. The Bureau of Indian Standard under the Minister of the Consumer Affairs has introduced the standards for USB Type-C port plug cable used in electronic devices like mobile phones, laptops, etc. It aims to provide a common charging solution for various electronic devices sold in the country by March 2025. Bureau of Indian Standard under the Minister of the Consumer Affairs. Need for common chargers. To reduce the number of chargers per consumer, thus reducing e-waste in India. Easy out the technological lock-in effect whereby a consumer become dependent on single manufacturer. USB Universal Serial Bus USB, that is Universal Serial Bus, an industry standard, is used for connecting a wide variety of the device to a processor. USB type. USB-A is a flat and rectangular shape. USB has a multiple designs, but the common shape is a square. USB-C is a smaller rectangular with rounded corner. In the European Union, by 2024, all the mobile phones, tablets, camera will be sold with a USB Type-C charging port. USB Type-C uses a 24-pin double-sided connector, allowing a device manufacturer to enable alternate mode, which unlock the ability to use alternate data protocols for direct device to host the transmission. This allows you to output the VGA, HDMI, DisplayPort, Thunderbolt, Ethernet, or other types of the connection from the single USB Type-C port with help of the compatible adapter. USB Type-C is the new reversible connector that allows you to connect a cable to your device in any direction, unlike its predecessors. The physical USB-C connector is not a backward compatible, but the underlying USB standard is one cannot plug our USB device into modern tiny USB-C port nor can one connect USB-C connector to an larger USB port. But that does not mean one has to discard all your old peripherals. USB 3.1 is still backward compatible with older version of the USB, so one just need to a physical adapter with USB-C connector to one end and a larger older style of USB port on the other end. One can then plug your older device directly into the USB Type-C port. It has the ability to use a single cable for data transfer, deliver a video to display, and power delivery, which are the key features of the USB Type-C. Thank you so much.